when you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way. And it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York. And now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Crosby has now left the team, by the way. He's pissed. Anyway, you look at it, he's angry. He wants to play. He doesn't like what they're doing here. There's all sort of speculation.
This might be the final straw, George, for him there?
Like,
I don't know why he stays. Yeah, I know. The thing is, he's got a Raider freaking tattoo. Like, the guy loves the Raiders. Like, he really does love playing for the Raiders. But and now, like you said, he's not happy about this.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. We got my main man, Tyrone A. Johnson here. Got the whole gang back together. You even have a brand new camera that immediately makes me tan. So thank you to Carl and our great tech squad here. I was peaking white for way too long. And I said, I'm not coming back to work until we find a camera that makes me look better. Well, they found a camera.
There you go.
So all good. Good to be back. We'll be here today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Special New Year's show for you on Thursday. And then a 3-day weekend before we get started for 2026. Monday, January 5th. So all good going into the new year. Great football yesterday, by the way. And this is the beauty of football. I know everyone's whining and complaining about, the Christmas Day game sucked.
They did.
Oh, Saturday sucked. Just leave football on Sunday. That's the beauty of sports, though, is that you don't know what you're going to get. Because if you knew what you were going to get, well, then, gosh darn it, the Steelers would have beaten the Browns yesterday. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers would not have lost. The Panthers would not have lost. All these teams that were a win away from guaranteeing them was a shot at winning a Super Bowl and making it to the postseason, none of them would have lost, and seemingly they all lost. But I want to start off with Philadelphia Buffalo, if I may. Because Philadelphia has done something that has not been done but one other time in the modern era of football. And what is that? My guy, and I can't defend him anymore, to be honest about it, but I love him, Jalen Hurts, for the second time this year, both times with a win, did not complete a single pass in the second half of an NFL football game, and they beat the Bills yesterday 13-12. And that's not even the real story. The real story is Sean McDermott and Josh Allen at the end of the game. All right? They score the touchdown, and then they have a choice. Kick the extra point. They had one blocked earlier in the game, maybe not feeling uber confident about tying the game there, or go for the win at home. What's at stake? They're still alive for the number one seed. And here's why, to be fair about it, I was on the fence about it. So I can be persuaded either way. On one side, love the aggressive nature of it. You're at home. You've got the Bills on their heels. You just scored. Pardon me. Talking about Philadelphia on defense. You've got the Eagles on their heels. You just scored the touchdown. Great drive. Under 2 minutes to go. Ping, ping, ping. Everyone's involved. great. Let's go home, bang the cheerleader, and have a great holiday, right?
Yep.
So I appreciate aggression in football. It's what the sport is all about. And to that end, he's got dude wide open in the back of the end zone. The best quarterback in football.
Yeah, he's not.
Is not the best quarterback in football.
He's not.
Misses a wide open wide receiver in the back of the end zone. Bills should have won the game. The play call was great. The execution was good by the wide receiver, not by Josh Allen, not the best quarterback in the NFL, right? But I want to play you through this because on the sideline, this has to be the right mental decision. This is why coaches get fired and why coaches get extensions, okay? The Philadelphia Eagles, in the second half of that game, had a total of 17 yards.
Yep.
Their offense was embarrassingly bad. Now, if you want to give all the credit to the Bills, have at it. Bills defense did a good job. The Eagles offense was embarrassingly bad.
It was horrible.
Okay?
It was horrible, and Nick Sirianni has to take a lot of blame for that.
Right.
But he got the victory. But if he didn't,
and we're going to get to him in a second. All right, so you 17 total yards of offense in the second half. And again, they did not complete a single pass against you. So the right mental decision is we've got all the momentum in the world, having come down in under 2 minutes to tie the game. Let's tie the game, go to overtime. We're not worried about the Eagles offense. We're not worried about him at all.
You go to overtime.
And with the game on the line, we proved we can drive right down the field and score a touchdown and win the game. You have number one seed at stake in the outcome of that game. Philly's playing for seeding. Philly can't get the number one seed. No. They can get to 2, but they can't get to number 1. So far more at stake for the Bills yesterday than for the Eagles, right?
Yep.
And I appreciate a defensive battle. Very unlike what we saw last night with San Francisco and Chicago, which was awesome. 7-0, 7-7. 14-7, 14-14, 21-14, 21-21, 28-21, 28-28, 35-28, 35-35, right? It was awesome.
First time ever.
Yeah.
First time ever that's happened.
And I love that kind of back and forth, 5 touchdowns from Brock Purdy. Caleb Williams was equally as good. Yeah. Great game to watch. But back to Philly and Buffalo. So I'm watching it going, because I'm watching with my son Lucky, and I go for the win. So that was my initial reaction. Go for the win at home. And they had the right play call, right?
Yep.
Even after the timeout and all the craziness there at the end. But the right play from a mental standpoint, from a brain standpoint, and I have to take the loss of this. I went pure emotion. I put my brain on the cooler there, right? The right play is kick the extra point. Go to overtime. You've got all the momentum. The Eagles' offense has been embarrassingly bad. 3 and out, get the ball back, kick a field goal, win the game.
Yeah.
That's the right decision there.
It is.
Sean McDermott, now, here's the problem with this. If the play call didn't work, much easier for me to yell and scream that Sean McDermott is the reason the Bills are once again not going to win a Super Bowl. But, man, the play call worked. The play was perfect. The dude, was it Shakir? He's wide open in the back of the end zone. He's got the guy beat by 5 yards. All Josh Allen, best quarterback in football.
Yeah, he's not.
All he's got to do is play pitch and catch.
That's all he has to do.
And the Bills win the game. And then the Bills go into the final Sunday of the NFL season with a chance to be the 1 seed. With a chance to win the division.
Yeah.
That's back on the table for them.
Yeah, and you get and then you're one upset away from having home field throughout, like the Eagles last year.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it, and I said I'd never lie to the audience. My initial reaction was go for the win. They went for the win. And now afterwards, I'm playing Monday Morning Quarterback here. How stupid can you be going for the win?
Yeah, now, the one part, you mentioned the timeout. So the reason that happened was they initially called a touchdown. Turns out he was down.
Right.
And then that means he had to do a 10-second runoff.
Which they both allowed. Both teams could call a timeout to stop that. They didn't.
Makes no sense, by the way, for the Eagles at that point to do that. You call timeout there and have the extra time in case they do tie the game. You have a chance. Because what happens if the offense is bad? You get a big return.
Sure.
You have a field goal instead.
That's the right move.
They let the clock already run down to 5 seconds. So Eagles made a mistake there, got away with it.
I didn't think it was that big a mistake. I appreciate the logic. It's not wrong.
Because if they kick the extra point and it's tied, you'd rather have 15 seconds to try to get a field goal than 5.
At that point, it's probably going overtime, but the logic's not wrong.
And the kickoff, and you don't know what's going to happen on the kick return.
And Buffalo had a timeout, so again, if you're not going to use it, they could have used it. Neither team used it. Became immaterial, obviously, because they don't convert on it. But now I want to real quick get to Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni, once again, is a problem in Philadelphia.
He is.
Because when you come off the field and you're in the tunnel and you're bowing out your chest and flexing your muscles, I'm going to show it to you right here. Can we show it with audio or no? Do we have it? He basically, it's fine. I'll just give you
anymore.
He's basically like, I don't hear them talking smack anymore. First off, your offense, which you're in control of, was worse than the Cleveland Browns offense on their worst day this year.
Yep.
There's nothing to be bowing out your chest or flexing about if you're Nick Sirianni or anyone involved with the Philadelphia offense. That was one of the worst offensive displays we have seen, not exaggeration, in the history of the NFL, speaking specifically about the second half against the Bills. Your quarterback did not complete a pass. Not a single pass got completed. You had 17 yards of offense in the second half. What are you talking smack for? And it's the same crap he did a couple years ago, and it bit him right in the ass. Yep. Happy you won the game? Yes, of course. It's hard to win an NFL game. But talking smack about how you shut the Bills fans up, Bills fans ain't got no problem with last night. Their quarterback missed the throw. They can live with that because they know he's not going to miss it again. But you talking smack after an 0-for performance in the second half? Nick Sirianni, you're the problem in Philadelphia, not Jalen Hurts.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, running gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
When did we become, so bitter that we can't accept another man's apology? We make mistakes all the time. And as a grown man, you have to say, I'm sorry every once in a while. And it's okay to say that. And the apology, I think, should be accepted. And in this case, I'm accepting it.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Arvil Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. I know this is going to make me sound like old man yelling on front lawn, and I don't feel the way about myself. I'm really technologically savvy.
Okay.
Like, I'm that guy. I still I'm a PC gamer. Like, I love all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you. The last week, if you were looking for a reason to be mad at the NFL, just from Christmas Day through yesterday, if you didn't have Peacock,
Amazon, Netflix. Like, you needed 5 streaming services and network TV to be able to watch all the football between Christmas Day and yesterday. And while, yes, I found a way to have all of them, we all do, it's our jobs, and it's a tax write-off because it's our jobs and all that stuff, the reality is that for the average person, we were told that cutting the cord was going to save us money with these sporting events and other shows that we want to watch on a weekly basis, right?
Uh-huh.
Dude, do you know that if you wanted to watch or have access to watch every NFL game this year, which we all do, do you have any idea how much it would have cost, if you want to take a guess?
Oh, boy.
Now, remember, prior to all these streaming services, again, we have all of them. We watch them all, right? You know, all you needed was a basic cable package.
You just need basic cable.
Basic cable with ESPN, and you're good.
So you're talking like probably $150 a month to get every. I'm saying, I'm talking about with just the basic cable.
Yeah.
Like if you just need a box and some internet.
Yeah. Which is a lot lower than that, but good.
Well, I'm saying it's $100 for just the internet. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably like $150.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think it would have cost the average American to be able to just have the ability to watch every NFL game?
It's got
your choice to watch or not.
It's got to be north of $500.
Yeah, it's north of $500. All right, higher, Bob.
$1,000.
Higher, Bob.
$1,500.
Yeah, $1,500 and change.
$1,500.
And it was never ever
per year.
More. Yeah, it's annually. That's yearly, right? Never more on display than it was. You know, a lot of people like to travel during Christmas week. And depending on where you're traveling, you might not have access to Peacock.
Of course.
Right?
Right.
I didn't have access to Peacock. All right? I had access to Netflix. I had access to my phone. So I was able to watch it, on a little, 3-inch screen. But I didn't have Peacock where I was staying.
And I have a lot of friends who were going to like older relatives for Christmas.
Yeah.
Grandmom's house, great aunt, great uncles, etc. A lot of them don't have the streaming services.
Right.
They don't even have the capability for that.
Yeah. So did you bring an HDMI cord with you for
to
Christmas?
Hook to hook something up.
Grandma, I
to the
brought
TV.
my laptop so we can watch football on Christmas. Oh, thank you, son. Appreciate it. It's crazy. All right, a couple of the games I want to get to because what's really fascinating is there's like a handful of really important games, getting into the playoffs or being eliminated from playoff contention, all played itself out, right? And I don't know if this dawned on anybody else, but how many of those games involve backup quarterbacks?
Way too many.
Right?
Way too many of them.
Like, Huntley is playing in a game that means something?
Yes.
Malik Willis is playing in a game, look good, by the way, that means something?
He's somebody's starter next year.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching these games going, no Jordan Love, no Lamar Jackson.
It's happening all over the place.
And they're playing games that mean something, and it brought me to Indianapolis because I appreciated the story. I did. That Phillip Rivers was coming out of 5 years of cobwebs and retirement, and he was going to get that one extra win that the Colts thought they needed when Danny Jones went down with the multiple injuries, the ACL and the leg, fractured leg, to get the Colts in, even as the 7th seed. And you remember that the Indianapolis Colts started off the season 7-1.
Yeah.
7-1. One win since. They were 7-1, and the 1 seed. Danny Jones was the comeback player of the year this year, and he still might be, by the way. But I think we all have to be honest with each other. Starting with you.
Starting with me.
Because you're guilty of this, my dear
I'm
friend.
guilty of this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're guilty of it. The 2 knucklehead producers downstairs are guilty of it as well.
Okay.
You guys try to convince me that this Phillip Rivers thing was a great idea.
What? No, that wasn't me. I never said that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
That.
My memory of it is that's what you said.
I definitely did.
My memory of it is that Ethan downstairs was like, genius idea.
Ethan loved it.
I think Ethan said he knows the offense.
Knows the offense.
Genius, right?
Yep.
Can we all formally agree that it didn't work? And not just that. And here's why I bring it up. I'm a Jet fan. I've seen a lot of people that are commenting on the New York Jets after the embarrassing performance yesterday against the Patriots that the New York Jets should bring Phillip Rivers in next year and draft the quarterback.
To do what?
And allow whatever rookie quarterback they're lucky enough to draft in April to let him learn from Phillip Rivers.
No.
And I'm saying to myself, has the world gone mad? Like the Phillip Rivers story was a fun little story that we can make fun of the expense of Indianapolis, a team that hired Jeff Saturday to be their head coach a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
A team that is so incompetent that their owner is on the sideline taking notes like it's going to help them win games.
Yeah.
And for the first 2 months of the season, hard to argue against it.
Yeah, but since then,
No
yeah. By the way, Colts fans,
Yeah.
it was weird then, still weird now.
Yeah, and it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked at all.
But like I'm watching people I respect, like who cover the NFL for their jobs for decades, who are now suggesting that the New York Jets and other teams that have young and experienced quarterbacks or that are going to draft a quarterback, like the Vegas Raiders, for example,
the Raiders are
right?
one of them, yeah.
And a handful of other teams, that Phillip Rivers is somehow the answer. Like, look, it's a cute story. They'll make a movie out of it one day.
Oh, yeah.
And Disney will sell the hell out of it, and I'll watch it. But the Phillip Rivers experiment in Indianapolis has been an abject failure. They have 0 wins with Phillip Rivers as their starting quarterback. And I'm not saying he's the only reason why. He's not. He's thrown for, 6 or 7 touchdowns since he became their starting quarterback. And obviously, mentally, he knows what he wants to do and needs to do. And physically, he's having a hard time doing what his brain wants him to do. And that's part of just getting older, right? But you have to stop this nonsense. Phillip Rivers is not the answer, even in a stopgap measure, for any football team. Period. Stop. Like, this, you guys got crazy. Like, I'll take a Quinn Ewers. Nice job yesterday from Miami.
Yep, played
beating
well.
Tampa. That's the next quarterback. A 20-something-year-old kid who played college football, who just needs to learn how to play at the NFL level. We got to stop. Like, I do not want Phillip Rivers for a week, a month, or a season to be my starting quarterback next year. And you guys got to stop this nonsense. I know you love him, but he's done playing NFL football. When did we become, so bitter that we can't accept another man's apology? We make mistakes all the time. And as a grown man, you have to say, I'm sorry every once in a while. And it's okay to say that. And the apology, I think, should be accepted. And in this case, I'm accepting it.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
When you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way, and it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York. And now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, run and gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Hey, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Interesting situation in Buffalo, if I may, just real quick. You know, for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about all the different gifts that athletes get, you know, their teammates and whatnot. People are just trolling Dak Prescott, highest paid quarterback and player in the history of the NFL. And he got each one of his guys, what,
$300 Meta glasses.
Yeah, I have the Meta glasses as well. Usually, I shouldn't have something that a $500 million quarterback bought the dudes whose job it is to protect him, right?
Yeah.
The Meta glasses cost $100.
Well, that version, I think, or the $300, they're the $300 version.
One?
Yeah.
So Dak Prescott, rightfully so, is getting dragged because he's made more money than any player in the history of football, and he got his offensive lineman sunglasses, basically. And I also saw a bottle of, Patron. I got one of them, too.
I got one of those.
Yeah, it should be a rule for quarterbacks that if the average person has an item, you shouldn't be able to buy that item for your offensive lineman that protect your ass, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy a watch, you can't go get a Timex.
Right. You got to get a Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Rolex or whatever. Yeah, whatever it is.
Or as we like to say in the rap game, a Rollie.
There you go.
A Rollie.
Yeah, Rollie. I don't have those.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was gambling, there's a casino in Connecticut that I've only been to, let's say, 10 times in my entire life, all right? And they were desperate to get my business because I would go to their competitor more often, all right? So I get a box in the mail one day, and it's from the GM or whatever of the casino, and they sent me a Rolex, mine to keep.
Right.
With the hope that it would get me to go wager my money on blackjack at the casino.
So that's how
desperate they were to get me in there.
They basically sent you $30,000.
It was a $20,000 roll.
Okay, $20,000 they basically sent you with the hope that you would lose more than $20,000 at their casino.
Which, by the way, I was willing to do. Nah, my wife sold it. I never wore it. I never took it out of the box. But when we needed money, she sold it. She sold that Rolex.
Listen, you can park money that those things do not.
Kids gotta eat.
Listen, they don't they don't depreciate.
Well, she got it for less than 20. She sold it for less than 20. But she sold that thing. I bring it up because there's another quarterback that I think got a great gift for his lineman, but there's an aspect to the gift that for some reason just rankles me. I don't know why.
Okay.
Caveman attitude for sure.
Okay.
So Josh Allen, not the best quarterback in football.
He is not.
Okay, we learned that last night.
He is not.
He got all of his offensive linemen a quarter of a cow.
A quarter of a cow.
So about 300 pounds of meat. He got it from Snake River Farms, a famous, cow farm, right?
Yeah.
So
you see it all sliced up there.
Solid gift.
It is.
I don't have 300 pounds of meat in my freezer at home.
No.
You don't have 300 pounds of meat in your freezer at home.
No.
You don't even have a freezer.
I have a regular freezer, standard freezer. I don't have the extra freezer.
But you can't fit 300 pounds of meat.
Hell no. 300 pounds.
You need a freezer for your garage is what you need.
I don't have a garage.
So you can keep all that meat in the garage. In any event,
I need it for the basement.
Am I wrong to say that the manner in which he delivered the gift was a little concerning to you? So he presents each guy with a garbage bag or a grocery store bag filled with all the meat. About 300 pounds of meat per guy. That's about a quarter of a cow, all right?
Yeah.
I have purchased an entire cow before for another day. But there you go. That's how he delivered the meat.
So it's like that freezer bag.
Yeah, it's like here's the chopped meat, here's the ribs, here's the this, here's the that, right? But when he delivered it, it was Happy Holidays from Josh Allen and Haley Seinfeld.
Yeah, see, we can't have that. See, what does she have to do with the gift?
Nothing.
She should have nothing to do with it.
And they don't protect her.
Not at all.
Right?
They protect him.
But again, I go back to my stock line, JJ's undefeated. I'm sure the conversation went like this. Honey, what are we getting the offensive lineman this year? And he was like, I have a deal with Snake River Farms. I'm going to give each one of them 300 pounds of meat. Great gift from your big offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I think the gift itself is great.
Solid.
It's great. And at some point, she was like, make sure my name's on that card now.
So let me get this straight.
Make sure they know it's from me too.
Now, one of the better reviewed movies of 2025 was the movie Sinners. When they go to the rap party, Was she giving out gifts from them as well? No. Anything she gave out was from her.
Right. And she's a successful actress.
Right. Good for her.
Yeah.
But when now it's time for him to take care of his teammates, it's from them.
Yeah.
He better watch it.
It's from Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld.
Oh.
We got you the 300 pounds of dead cow. He didn't get it. We got it, and we want to make sure that you enjoy this holiday season.
Yeah, I can't have that. No. Now, come on.
All right, coming up, more football, and the end is here for a guy named LeBron James. Yep, we'll get into it after this.
When you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way, and it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York, and now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Crosby has now left the team, by the way. He's pissed. Anyway, you look at it, he's angry. He wants to play. He doesn't like what they're doing here. There's all sort of speculation.
This might be the final straw, eh, George, for him there? Like, I don't know why he stays. Yeah, I know. The thing is, he's got a Raider freaking tattoo. Like, the guy loves the Raiders. Like, he really does love playing for the Raiders. But and now, like you said, he's not happy about this.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so check this out. In the history of the NFL, there are only 5 quarterbacks to author back-to-back, meaning consecutive, 13-win seasons or more. Mm-hmm. All right? Tom Brady's one of them.
Yep.
Peyton Manning's the second one. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers is a third one. Brett Favre is a fourth. Mm-hmm. Can any of you off the top of your head name the 5th quarterback? Only 5 in the history of the sport have ever authored back-to-back 13-plus win seasons. I spotted you 4 out of the 5. Can you name number 5? Ethan downstairs in my ear is saying Jim Kelly. Incorrect, sir.
No,
he's out now. He's out. One bad guess, you're out.
No, I'm assuming you're trying to say an active player.
I didn't say active or not.
No, but it feels active. But this year, the guy, I don't know.
So this guy's in the same category as Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, 4 first ballot Hall of Famers, and arguably the 4 greatest quarterbacks in the history of the sport. Who's the 5th?
Well, I'm trying to think of active guys. Well,
Ethan's out. He got eliminated with Jim Kelly. Terrible answer. Okay, you want to take a guess here?
Is it Darnold?
Sam Darnold, number 5. Sam Darnold is now only the 5th quarterback in NFL history, meaning he's going right to the Hall of Fame. Your guy.
Although I was early on Seattle.
Your guy, Sam Darnold. Minnesota's still trying to figure out why they let Sam Darnold go for J.J. McCarthy. And now Sam's got a huge game next weekend. NFL did something interesting. The Saturday games next week are huge. They are playoff games, right?
Yep.
And they're later in the day.
Yes, there's 4:30 and then 8 o'clock Saturday. Both games really matter.
They are playoff games, okay? Mm-hmm. Sunday night, you have a playoff game because that's the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game.
Right. Winner is in, loser goes home.
The Saturday games are real quick.
Have, the first one is Carolina at the Bucks. Winner gets in.
Winner wins the division. They are in. The loser's out.
And then for the 1 seed, Seattle at San Francisco
so
for the 1 seed.
a little less important other than you get the bye.
But that bye is pretty
And you have
important.
home field advantage. You have to get on a plane until you go to San Francisco.
That's right.
And it'd be interesting for San Francisco, of course, to be the 1 seed.
Right.
That means they never leave San Francisco.
Sleep in their own beds the whole time.
Exactly.
Tremendous advantage.
So those are the key games. Sunday night, of course, you get the playoff game, which is Baltimore against Pittsburgh. No word yet if Lamar Jackson is going to play in that game. Which brings me to Lamar just real quick. Sunday, by the way, the 1 o'clock game's garbage. Not a meaningful game. There might be some seeding stuff in there, but not a meaningful game comparatively to Sunday night or, of course, to the 2 games on Saturday. I've read all this stuff about Lamar Jackson, and I don't want to suggest that the beat reporter made it up because I don't think he made it up. I think he has legit sources. He has covered the Ravens for a long time. He's a well-regarded, well-thought-of reporter. He's not a hot take guy. He's not, let me throw crap against the wall and hope people talk about me. So he's a reputable, respectable guy. I want to be clear about that. I don't believe it. I don't believe for a minute that Lamar Jackson is falling asleep in meetings.
I don't believe that part.
I don't buy that.
I don't believe that part.
Now, I do believe that Lamar Jackson, like a lot of young guys, like myself, likes to play video games.
Yes.
And I do believe that I'm sure there are nights he's up late playing video games. I also don't care that on his own time he likes to play video games. Because I'll tell you this, I'd rather my quarterback be at home playing video games till 3 o'clock in the morning than out clubbing.
Absolutely.
And drinking.
Yep.
And doing other stupid stuff till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Of course.
So why is it all of a sudden a problem for people that on his own time he likes to play video games? Why is that now for some people, not everyone, an actionable offense where the Baltimore Ravens, according to the report, are going to consider all options to trade Lamar Jackson? It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. The Baltimore Ravens are only competitive and good because they have Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. Was it Lamar Jackson's fault that 2 weeks ago they decided to keep Derrick Henry on the bench for essentially the entire fourth quarter of a close game?
No.
Was that Lamar Jackson's fault?
That wasn't his fault. You saw what Henry did when he got the ball the following week, over 200 yards.
And we've talked about this, that one of the bugaboos for Baltimore for the last couple of years through multiple offensive coordinators was the fact that they forget to run the football, that they put everything on Lamar's shoulders and ask him to be Superman every single fourth quarter of every single important game. Now, I want to be fair. Lamar Jackson, I think by his own admission, has also come up small historically in big playoff spots, has not won the big game, has not had the signature playoff win to get to an AFC championship game, a Super Bowl, obviously, and that's on his resume, and he's got to eat that, and I think he does. But the Lamar Jackson that I thought I knew and I think I know is a highly competitive guy, is a guy that does take playing football seriously, is a guy that does eat the losses, and it pains him throughout the week, and he gets frustrated by his failures and the team's failures. But I do not believe for a second that Lamar Jackson is goofing off. I don't believe for a second that Lamar Jackson is unprepared. I don't believe for a second that Lamar Jackson is falling asleep in meetings and we're now just hearing about it. And I'll tell you this, if the Baltimore Ravens make the mistake, and it would be a terrible mistake, of trying to trade Lamar Jackson, I'd be the first guy in line. I'll take him today.
As a Jets fan.
As a Jet fan, I think if you're a Raider fan, if you're a Dolphin fan, if you're a fan of a lot of teams that doesn't have a legitimate, bona fide MVP, great quarterback, they're all in line behind me. I'll do you one better. If I'm the New York Giants.
Jackson Dart, who they're allegedly high on.
If I'm the New York Giants, I would trade Jackson Dart today straight up for Lamar Jackson.
All right.
And I wouldn't waver on it. I wouldn't blink on it. And look, I know a few years ago, before he got the huge contract, Lamar Jackson was made available on the clause to every team in football. It would have cost them 2 first-round picks, so no one bid on it. I thought it was a mistake then. I think it's a mistake now.
And there's allegedly going to be a lawsuit claiming that there was collusion there.
I don't know if there's collusion or not because of the value of 2 first-round picks in the NFL. There might have been. I can't say there was for sure. But if they want to make Lamar Jackson available, I got the resources to go get him. I'm a Jet fan. I got 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years. I'll use half of them and a second. You tell me what you want, and I'll take a 29-year-old Lamar Jackson all day, every day.
Are you at all concerned? Because my one concern is not his character, it's his durability. Are you worried about the injury?
I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Lamar Jackson and a lot of quarterbacks of his ilk, scrambling quarterbacks, athletic quarterbacks, they get a bad rap that they can't do it from the pocket. He can. They don't ask him to as much because he has this amazing skill of getting out of the pocket and making plays with his legs. But the dude's 29. Lamar Jackson's going to play if he wants to well into his 30s. And if I'm a Jet fan, I'll give you half my draft picks for him. If I'm a Giants fan, I'll give you Jackson Dart for him. And I got one better. I got one that's going to set the internet ablaze today. Look, the Dolphins should obviously pick up the phone and salary match is closer than you think from a cap standpoint, for Tua and all that stuff. Baltimore's not going to trade him for Tua because Tua stinks. Maybe they trade him for 3 firsts. Maybe they trade him for Jackson Dart and a 1. I don't know. But there's one team out there that has not been mentioned that's an obvious mention. You know what team should pick up the phone and say, I've got a straight-up trade for you, 1 for 1. No draft picks involved. I'll give you my guy. I'll take your guy. And I'm telling you something right now. I think both franchises would do it.
Both franchises?
Yep. The Baltimore Ravens should wait by the phone and hope that the Cincinnati Bengals pick it up and call them. Joe Burrow straight up for Lamar Jackson. Who says no? Once again, I win. Whether we become, so bitter that we can't accept another man's apology. We make mistakes all the time. And as a grown man, you have to say, I'm sorry every once in a while. And it's okay to say that. And the apology, I think, should be accepted. And in this case, I'm accepting it.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
When you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way. And it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York. And now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
They couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. It's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, running gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
By the way, you heard me correct. Bengals straight up. Joe Burrow for Lamar Jackson. I'm just asking who says no first. The answer is neither one of them. That trade could happen just like that. Which brings me to my New York Jets, who I hope will offer everything we got in the next 2 drafts to get Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow, by the way, if he's legitimately available. But I do have a quick take on the Jets just to get this out there and just say my piece on it. There's this notion that you can't fire a head coach after one really, really bad year. Mm-hmm. Well, the Patriots did. The Patriots fired Gerard Mayo after one really, really bad year and had Mike Vrabel fall right into their laps, and now they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. And might have the MVP of the league in Drake May, who torched the New York Jets again yesterday. The Jets are obviously just an embarrassment. If you could relegate a team, they should be relegated to FCS football, okay?
Yeah.
That being said, why does Aaron Glenn get a guaranteed second year? What Jet fan would say today, I think he deserves a second year at it. And I know the rationale. The rationale is you have to let him come back because he didn't have a quarterback this year. And that, by the way, that's fair. He did not have a real quarterback this year. Justin Fields stinks. Tyrod Taylor stunk. They all stunk, right?
And they intentionally, to build for the future, got rid of their 2 best defensive players.
Correct.
On purpose in order to build.
Gardner, who's been obviously a failure in Indy because he got hurt.
Right.
And Quinton Williams, who's done a good job in Dallas.
Up and down.
But again, the Dallas Cowboys are out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, what did Dallas get out of it? They gave us a couple first-round picks. So, I'm feeling them and the Colts combined. We got 3 first-round picks, so I'm feeling pretty good about those deals today.
Right.
But I don't think Aaron Glenn deserves to come back. Now, I have to have an answer for who should. You can't just fire a guy out of a plan.
Well, when they hired Mayo, they wanted Vrabel the whole time, and the moment they could, they did.
They got him. And by the way, the Jets wanted Vrabel also. And Vrabel hates the Jets because the Patriots, stuff. And he made the right decision to go to New England. But if I'm a Jet fan, and I am, if I own the Jets, I don't, but I'd like to one day, I don't bring Aaron Glenn back. Aaron Glenn has not proven to me that he's a competent coach. Their defense sucks. Their offense is worse. He's terrible with the media. He's terrible to the fans. He's terrible at press conferences. He's got an arrogance and a cockiness that does not belie the fact that they're a 3-win football team. And he said right after the game yesterday, I thought my team gave it their all. Well, that's an indictment on you, Aaron Glenn. If that's giving it your all, then you shouldn't come back as the head coach because they're not playing for you. And I know this does not make me popular with the kids out there on social media these days. Aaron Glenn should be fired immediately after the Jets' final game on Sunday. And I know he doesn't want to coach the Jets, but that's why I want him. I want the hot girl that says no all the time. That's why I married the woman I married, because she was a challenge to me. She didn't just say yes like all the other Hooters girls. She said, no, you got to pay for your wings.
She said no?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Made me want her even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get them breaded or naked? Those Hooters wings.
I like the Hooters wings naked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
And by the way, and this is going to go against what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Some of the best oysters I've ever had. Hooters.
Not bad. Actually, no, they had a run. They had a run. Yeah, they had a run.
Hooters in Tampa had an oyster run that I'd put up against Red Lobster right now.
They had a run.
All day.
Yep,
all
they
right?
had a run.
That being said,
I
think I would fire Aaron Glenn and I would hire Bill Belichick.
What?
Yeah. I know he's a clown. I know he's embarrassed himself. I know he's cuckolded. I know he's whipped by the JJ. Oh, I know all that stuff.
You know he was every bit as bad as Mayo at the end as well with New England.
He's been
he was
a failure
terrible
in college.
He was bad in the NFL
the last
at the
2
end.
years in New England stunk. But I think Bill Belichick has a burning desire to come back to the NFL and regain some of his respect, which he lost in his last year or two in New England. And he certainly lost with Jordan Hudson and all the nonsense in North Carolina. That being said, I also know he hates us, which is why I want him so badly. Bill Belichick represents something we've never had with the head coach of the since Bill Parcells.
The elderly?
And that is a guy that has won, a guy that walks into the room and you know he's got a competent plan. Aaron Glenn is not that guy. And do I feel bad for Aaron Glenn? I don't. Because Aaron Glenn has decided to make the media public enemy number one. and to make the fan base public enemy number 2. He doesn't deserve to be the Jets head coach anymore, and there's no fight for him. So I would fire him. He'll go get a defensive coordinator job like that, because of what he did in Detroit. Matter of fact, I think the Lions might even bring him back based on their failures this year. And I would go with a bag of cash, and I would dump it at the Belichick-Hudson door. And I would say, please, pretty please, we just need you for 3 years. We don't need you for 10. We need 3 years out of Bill Belichick to right the ship and teach us how to play winning football.
Now, I don't understand any of this, okay? This man can't do it anymore.
No, I think he can.
Why do you think that, though?
Because I see him do it for 25 years.
Yeah, I said anymore. I didn't say he was never a great coach.
Right.
I'm saying he's not a great coach now. And while I agree with you in that they lose too bad, I thought the Jets were going to lose a lot.
Tyrone, let me interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were desperate in love before you met your beautiful wife?
Yeah.
And it was hard for you to score with the ladies? Do you remember it was like, remember when it was like being Tyrone A. Johnson on December 29th without a date for New Year's? Remember what those days were like?
I remember those days.
Yeah, of course you do.
I was never as desperate as the Jets.
That's
ever.
the Jets. It's December 28th today. The Jets don't have a date for New Year's. They're desperate. They know the easy girl in the corner is going to say yes. So they put their pride aside and they ask, what are you doing for New Year's? And the hope is that the answer is, whatever you want me to do.
His answer's going to be whatever Jordan lets me do. You cannot hire that man in 2025. 2026, you're bringing in that man.
And you don't think Jordan Hudson wants a piece of New York City?
Of course she does.
You're damn right she does.
And that's the problem.
I want it. I'm here for it.
No.
Yes, I'm in. I'm all in.
No.
I want the whole family.
How could you want this?
Because... have you seen the Jets play football?
I have, but I also saw Belichick at the end.
By the way, I'll do you one better. Is Bill Parcells dead?
Well, he's not well, apparently.
I bring him back.
He's not well.
I'll bring him back, too.
He gonna be the DC or special advisor?
Yes. I don't care if he's got one foot in the grave. I need somebody here who has won at the NFL level.
You might as well.
Is Marty Schottenheimer alive?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Vince Lombardi alive?
No.
Jimmy Johnson alive?
Yeah.
I'll take him. Give me a winner. I need a winner. That's all I need is a winner.
Arvil Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Already been doing some work in golf, doing some work in racing. And he said, dial into this call. And they put up this deck about what TGL is going to be. This is like 4 years ago at this point. And I was like, how have I not seen this on social? This is the Tiger's involved, Rory's involved. There's a screen. I was like, this is crazy. We were all texting each other like, is this for real? And that's really where it started.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
My problem with the Raiders is I think they're one of the worst teams in NFL history right now.
In history?
Joe,
Cleveland had some bad teams.
Joe, they had 75 yards against the Eagles. And it wasn't surprising.
Yeah. Outside of Brock Bowers, what do they have? Trey Tucker, Ashton Genty in the offensive line.
This moment of the Raiders, they just feel so lifeless.
Need a quarterback.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here, as always. Hope you're having a great holiday week. If you have a few days off, fantastic. We can finally say it because it's being said. I, to be fair, am the driver and leader of this caravan. It's over. It's over.
What's over?
And I know what you did while I was away.
Yeah, that's right.
I know what you did.
Yeah.
But it's over. LeBron James, #1 greatest player of all time.
No, yes. Oh,
greatest
yeah.
player of all time.
Yeah, not beyond that, he's the best
player of all time.
Best athlete of our lifetime.
You did a hacky top 5 list when I was away.
I did a bunch of them.
Just to try to see.
I did a bunch of them.
How about the fact that even J.J. Redick announced a couple days ago that LeBron James is done?
Yeah.
But there's a reason they went from second best record in the sport to under 500. Let's take a listen to J.J. Redick. Go ahead.
That was, priority number one for me. Role clarity. I think since we've gotten Braun back, we haven't been as organized offensively. Too many random possessions. So, that's on me. So it's those three things, defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization.
One of the big 3 problems with the Lakers is LeBron James, and that comes from J.J. Redick, who said famously over the weekend, I have no interest in 53 more games like this. Now, maybe you should coach more and be more demanding, but LeBron James is officially now washed.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but J.J. Redick is officially on the clock for his job.
That's fine.
I'm gonna predict it again. He's going to get himself fired.
That's fine, but let's not make this about J.J. Redick.
Well, you brought up J.J. Redick.
I'm not a J.J. Redick guy either, but LeBron James is a problem. LeBron James doesn't give a rat's ass about Lakers basketball. LeBron James is not a good basketball player anymore.
That's just
LeBron
false.
James defensively is a pure liability now for the Lakers.
Like every 40-year-old.
LeBron James wants the ball, but he doesn't deserve the ball. LeBron James on the court is always a minus. LeBron James is now going through the motions on a basketball court, and the Lakers deserve better. Laker fans deserve better. If LeBron just wants to collect a paycheck, there's a million other ways to do it, and he will do it for the rest of his life, like a Tiger Woods, like a Michael Jordan. He's not worried about money. He will make a lot of money every year for the rest of his life. But for a guy that considers himself the king, for a guy that considers himself an ambassador to the sport, you are killing the very sport you think you're the king of. Period. Stop.
He's killing the sport.
He's killing the sport.
What are we doing?
LeBron James is a waste of space now on an NBA court. And even his best friend, Rich Paul, is now turning on him when asked on a podcast with Max Kellerman, 1 shot to win a game. Who's taking that shot? And for the first time ever, Rich Paul was honest publicly. And he said, MJ, all day, every day. It's a wrap. Your self-appointed king has expired.
He wasn't self-appointed. That came from Sports Illustrated back when it mattered.
Excuse me. There's a tattoo across his chest.
After people called him that.
Nobody made him get.
Well, once they appointed him.
Chosen.
Yeah, he was the chosen one.
Did someone hold him down and tat that on his chest?
No.
Or did the egomaniac do that himself?
He believed that the prophecy was correct.
And let me tell you something that bothers me more. If you want to disregard your coach and disregard your teammates and be a 11+1 type of guy, do it on your own time. Don't do it during my national anthem. Because a couple days ago, Lakers basketball, national anthem. I think we have the video to show you.
We have it.
He disrespects the national anthem. And while the anthem's being played here, guys, your guy, the self-appointed king, decides that's a good time for me to work on my golf swing and disrespect the men and women of the military who gave their lives for this country. Let me get a couple air swings in while the anthem is being played because I don't play good basketball anymore. I got to work on my golf game.
Yeah, this feels now like an attack. This feels like an attack on poor LeBron.
Poor LeBron.
Poor LeBron James. I mean, all LeBron's doing is just minding his own business over the holidays.
Yeah,
and here comes Craig Carton coming back to tear down his legacy. All right? Don't you worry about it, GOAT James. I recognize where Craig stands, and Listen, I didn't love that anthem part.
Yeah.
I don't know what part of the anthem it was. I don't know what he normally does.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he plays golf during the anthem.
I don't know what part of the anthem it was.
It was during
right
"Oh Say Can You Sing."
No. It had to be towards the end of it. Like everybody kind of gets themselves keyed up at the home of the
Brave.
At that part, sometimes you start to get a little wiggle.
You start playing golf.
You get a little wiggle.
That's what you do.
You get a little wiggle.
And final thing today, I couldn't let today go. I got 35 seconds to do it. We can finally end the debate that women are as good as men at playing sports, even at the professional level. We took the #1 female tennis player in the world, and she played an exhibition match against the 600th ranked player on the men's side, coming off multiple injuries, and they gave her a bigger court to hit the ball into. And we all know the predictable outcome. She was dominated by the dude. That case is now officially closed. Have yourselves a great day. We'll do this again tomorrow, live from New York City.